What is going to think? I'm your Henry. I'm gonna say to all my wonderful, beautiful faces in the world. It's just miss you, love you, love you. Today we got deck profile with the Mama John. His Kagero babies are back, and Mama John can't be any more happier than today. So John's gonna break down the deck profile and take it away.
All right. First off, before we begin the deck profile, shout out to Joe for these awesome force markers. Yeah, gotta love them. Anyway, deck is very straightforward. It being standard, it being a new format, there really isn't too... I mean, you could still be creative with the build, but as it is, I personally feel like it's very straightforward. My build, at least. I mean, then again, I'm probably bad. Everyone knows that. But whatever.
Nah, you're fine.
Starters you can do, because that's the only starter you can run. Grade 3s. 4 of the amazing Dragonic Overlord. Everyone should know by now, effect Soul Blast 1 gets 10k on Vanguard Rearguard, and then on hit Counter Blast 1, discard 2, restands. Drive -1. Imaginary Gift Force, really good. This is always going to be your initial ride target, and you're going to always want to pressure your opponent with this card. Most of the time, you're not going to be using it for the restand effect. You're literally going to be using it for the pressuring, and then you're going to kill them with Waterfall. That's normally how the deck plays. But there are some situations where when you do drive check stuff like crit, like 2 crits or like a crit in the draw or 2 triggers, you do actually want to discard because that just applies more pressure to them. So there are certain situations where you do want to activate the restand, but it rarely does happen. Just keep that in mind. You play 4 Dragonic Waterfall, obviously. This card is amazing. I do apologize, it's not max rarity. Please don't hit me. Effect, as you know, Imaginary Gift Force. When placed, you choose one of your opponent's rearguards, retire it, and then Soul Blast you Soul Blast a grade 3, gets 10k crit, and they can't guard with Sentinels from hand to Guardian Circle. This is always going to be your kill card. 9 out of 10 times, this card is amazing for this deck. If you're not playing it, I strongly recommend that you do. The amount of kill potential this card has, along with the amount of pressure that this card has, is amazing. Just because of the sheer fact, if your opponent pitches everything for the first Waterfall, they're most likely not going to be able to guard the second Waterfall. And for some miracle, if they're not going to guard the second Waterfall, they will definitely die by the third Waterfall. And if they don't die by the third Waterfall, oh my god, what is wrong with you? Grade 2s. 4 Berserk Dragon, effect when placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguards, retire it. And if it was placed on Vanguard Circle, draw a card. He's always going to want to be your draw target, especially if you go second when you get a delta damage, or unless you're going against Nobergothler, which they just inherently give you a damage anyway because of their grade 1. You always do this because you're not going to always retire a card, but you're always going to want to draw a card. And in this format, card advantage is very key, so just keep that in mind. Other grade 2s, I play 4 of the Trial Deck Nahalem. Counter Blast 1, choose an opponent's backboard, retire it, it gets 5k. Very good when you need to do some spot removal, especially for matchups like Nova Grappler and OTT. Also very good if you just need a solid beater on the board. And overall, when you need retire power. You can run the start deck version if you want, I guess, but I don't like the Counter Blast 2. I think that's just a little too costly for the deck. And then lastly, I play 3 of the 10k vanillas. And the reason why I play it is because it has a 10k shield. Kagero, unfortunately, doesn't have as much defense potential as people think, or sorry, as much draw potential. So you always want to try and have as much defense as you possibly can, because you want to try and survive up to your Waterfall turn to kill them. And even if they don't die, then you have defense options. So having an extra 5k shield is really important. Grade 1s are very debatable. I'm sure people will disagree with me, but I mean, personally, as it is, I really enjoy the grade 1 lineup. We play 4 Airmo. My opinion, it's very standard. When it boosts, it gets 3k, and then when opponent's rearguard is retired, when it's retired, not through effect. So if you attack into it, you attack into a creature, you can activate its effect. You can pop him, draw a card, and you countercharge 1. So he's your only source of countercharging in this deck. But it's a good way to apply pressure on the side and a good way to maintain your resources. I play 4 Bar. Bar is very good. Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or lesser rearguards in the same column as him, kill it, and if you have more rearguards, it gets plus 5k. So overall, good for spot removal. Good for backboard removal if you can't snipe their front row with stuff like Promise Daughter for like OTT. And overall, very solid card. 10k shield also really matters with grade 1s, even though I think all grade 1s have 10k shields, if memory serves. But still a good card to run nonetheless. Next, which I'm pretty sure people are going to have at me at the comments section. I play 4 Dragonic Gaius. Effect is counterblast 1 when he boosts, put him into soul. Give a grade 3 unit or greater a crit. Now, the reason why I play him particularly is, at least with this deck, my battle plan is keep them pressured with this for 1 to 2 damage, potentially 3. Try to deny them as much counterblast potential as they can. Go in with Waterfall. Use this, give it 3 crit, and if I deal them an extra crit, that's 4 damage immediately. Or if they're at 3 damage, 3 damage. So it's a good way to keep applying pressure like that, and I always want to have this as an option to kill them with. Otherwise, it's just a free 10k shield to throw away. You could also, one of my favorite plays is you can also, if you have the hand to do it, but it rarely does happen, when you're on the Waterfall turn and you have two spare Overlords, call them to the side, and then literally just vomit like that. And then this has a crit, this has a crit, this has a crit, and then this will have another crit with that. And then if you Soul Blast with these, you get 10k. Rarely happens, but it's hilarious when it does happen. Alright. And then lastly for grade 1s, we play 2 Rapoia, because if the crit plan fails for some reason, you have this as your backup where you retire the entire board, backboard with Waterfall, give it ridiculous power boost, and then swing in with a crit. Now, trigger lineup is definitely what people are going to hate me for, if they were going to hate me for the guys. 4 heal, standard. 6 crit.
Andy?
6 crit, and the reason why is because I play 6 draw. 6 crit, 6 draw, I feel like is very good in this deck. Only because, 1, it is a combo piece-based deck, so you do need to be able to draw into as many combo pieces as you possibly can. 2, damage checking draw triggers, especially in this meta, is very good. And as much as the crit helps in the late game, when you draw into it, when people are swinging in for, you know, 44 million plus 27 crit, having the option to be able to draw, damage draw into stuff like PGs are a little more prevalent in my opinion. But that is just me. I could be wrong. I most likely am wrong. The overall premise of this deck is try to be as defensive as you possibly can with draw triggers, with a whole bunch of 10k shields, with 15k shields. And then when the opportunity arises, when you know that they don't have a defense potential in their hand, you slap in something like Waterfall and just completely outrun them. Yeah. But that's the deck overall. Personally, I'm having a lot of fun with this deck right now. I really enjoy it. I really like this build in particular. You can go with the 8 crit build, the 4 draw, that's fine. People do well with that. I'm not a huge fan of it, which is why I'm sticking with this build. I feel like 6 crit, 6 draw is the way to go with Kagero at the moment. That might change when something like Novell comes out. And by the way, guys, I'm really looking forward to Novell. The card's going to be awesome. If it's a grade 4, I mean, that's going to be even crazier.
Not fair.
It's going to be so much fun.
It's not fair.
I'm super happy, guys.
Not fair.
Oh, boy. But yeah, that's my deck. Let me know. I would like to know, though, in the comments section below your guys' opinion, definitely. Would love to have a Kagero conversation with you guys about how bad I am, because I know I am. But yeah, that's it. Oh, there is one very important thing with this deck in particular, guys, okay? Just keep this in mind, all right? So when you ride for the force marker, okay, make sure your Aichi force marker is always first, and then followed by your Kai force marker, because Kai always has to be on top of Aichi. All right, that's it. Bye, guys!